Today I'm going to be breaking down how you can use Hydra here at Townhall 16 to 3-star any base. So here is the army composition we are going to be taking a look at today, and honestly this is a strategy you might not have seen that much before at Townhall 16 because it wasn't really around at Townhall 16 because the electro boots are only recently added to the game. But honestly, it's one of my favourite strategies at Townhall 16 because the electro boots, even at these low levels, you'll see it's only level 6 here, is still going to be able to get an unbelievable amount of value. So the spells we're going to be bringing, we have 7 of those invisibility spells. Those are going to be going in combination with the Spirit Fox. We have a rage spell, a clone spell, and 2 free spells as well. So let's jump in and break this one down. Typically when you're coming in with a Royal Champion charge, you're going to look to take down multiple key defenses. These include things like the Scatter Shot, the Eagle Artillery, Inferno Towers, Ricochet Cannons, X-Bows, even Spell Towers, Clan Castle Troops, and enemy heroes. So those big heavy defenses are what you're going to be looking to take down. So let's jump into it. The good thing about the earthquake boots, the electro boots, is that it's of course going to basically clear out any of those buildings as you progress through into the base. Now you want to try and get your timings right, so when the Spirit Fox invisibility effect wears off, you drop down the next invisibility spell, so on and so forth, trying to keep that Royal Champion protected and invisible for as long as you possibly can. Now remember, we do have her ability as well, which is going to give her a little bit of an HP increase. You'll notice when we pop that ability, she will get a little bit of HP back, and it's going to be coming in right there. So we're going to go ahead and use that. We see actually it's the effect of the electro boots, that brings back her HP, but with the haste vial we see she's just going to get loads on loads of value. Typically though, what we are going to want to avoid doing is getting involved with the enemy Clan Castle Troops. If you need to make them invisible, then that is what you need to do. But you'll see right there, the Queen is now going to be joining the party over from this left hand side of the base, and when it comes to that Queen ability, we're of course going to be bringing the Healer Puppet as well as the Giant Arrow. That Giant Arrow is going to be used to take care of, yeah, you guessed it, the air sweepers. If those air sweepers are pointing in a direction that you are going to be attacking from, that is with the dragons and the dragon riders, you're going to want to use that giant arrow to snipe them off. If you're able to catch any other defenses, that is of course going to be of benefit to you as well. We're then going to let that Queen just do her thing over on that left hand side of the base, helping to create that funnel. And then we're going to get the rest of our attack in. That includes the dragons, the dragon riders, a few balloons, our Grand Warden, and the Stone Slammer slightly further over to one side. When it comes to the Grand Warden, we're going to be bringing the double tome on him. Some people may be tempted here to bring that Rage Gem. This is also a viable strategy, but for me, the healing and the Eternal Tome works really well, because as you push through into the kind of back end compartment on this particular base, where we see we have the Town Hall, we have the Monolith, we have loads of air defenses and air targeting defenses, we're definitely going to want to try and get maximum value. So we've saved onto the double tome for as long as we possibly can. We're then going to use the clone spell as we progress through that town hall. The rage spell is going to be coming in as well, and with the help of that clone, all of these cloned balloons are going to be able to snipe off so many defenses for us, including the town hall, including the air defenses, including multiple buildings, and this one is absolutely crushed. That Royal Champion got so much value at the start. We were able to clear out so many buildings with the Queen as well, that those dragons and dragon riders in combination were able to completely crush through the back end. So I've had multiple people on the channel asking me if you can use a Royal Champion charge even at some of those lower town halls with a low upgraded electro boost. And this shows that you can even do it at these higher town halls with low upgraded electro boots. It's all about planning, trying to make sure your Royal Champion goes the correct direction and gets the value you need. Moving on to the second example, again bringing in those electro boots with the Royal Champion. Remember, she is of course a defense targeting hero. She's always going to go to the closest defense, so it's important to keep that in the back of your mind. Sometimes she might not be able to fully clear out some of these outside destroyed buildings. So if you need to, you may potentially need to bring in some cleanup troops, just like this minion right there. But Spirit Fox doing its job right there. Then we're going to bring down that next invisibility spell, and so on and so forth. Rinse and repeat. Now, if you want to know when to use the Royal Champion's ability, typically you're going to want to do it when she comes under the most amount of heavy fire, where she's going to be able to get a lot of value. We also don't think we wasted this invisibility spell. We actually used it to funnel the Royal Champion into the correct section of the base that we want her to go. We didn't want her to go around the outside, so we went ahead and we used it just to help funnel our Royal Champion into the core of the base. We then went ahead and we dropped down her ability. That's going to help us get through the enemy clan castle troops, the enemy Grand Warden, and multiple defenses right here. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get the value we were looking for with that giant arrow. You guys just saw it flying through. We were looking to take down the double sweeper, as well as potentially even damaging the scatter shots. We did achieve the double or the value on the scatter shots, but unfortunately not quite the sweepers. This means when it does come time to pushing into the core of the base, we are going to have to consider the fact that the sweeper is going to be pushing our troops backwards. But keep that in the back of your mind, it's not a problem for right now. King is going to go off to that left hand side with his ability. Royal Champion has done her job, she's created that funnel, and now it's up to the dragons, the dragon riders, as well as our stone slammer. It's going to of course be coming in slightly apart from the rest of our troops. Freezing up everything right here makes it so our troops are going to be able to push through that Town Hall compartment. Multi-target Inferno on the back end with the help of that scatter shot is looking pretty dangerous, but remember we do of course have that clone spell, which when our Stone Slammer pops, we can go ahead and use. That's going to help us get through some of these back end defenses, but something you will need to consider is time. Time can really be a problem with this particular attack because that Royal Champion charge can take so long. So what I would recommend doing, obviously take the time to set up your Royal Champion, but also as soon as you realize your Royal Champion is going to go down, get your Queen in, use her ability, and then get your dragons in. Don't waste any time at any point during this attack, because your Royal Champion charge can take so much time, like Queen charges, like Grand Warden walks, things like that. It could potentially come back to bite you. So make sure everything is on the dot, you don't waste too much time, and you get the value you are looking for. We have one more example of this particular attack strategy. If you do want to grab the link for this army composition, it is as always down in the description below. Okay, moving on to this third and final example. Royal Champion with those electro boots. Low upgraded, only level 6, coming in yet again looking to pick off as many defenses as possible. Now this is a strategy I would definitely recommend practicing. Even if you're friendly challenging against yourself and bases you recognize, I would highly recommend just trying to get the timings right on the Royal Champion and the Spirit Fox. It's definitely something that takes a lot of time to practice, and it's not something you can master overnight. You will definitely need to do this a few times to try and get it right. The dragon portion of this attack isn't too complicated, but it is difficult sometimes, and you might mess up your spells when it comes to the Royal Champion. But you'll see in this one, we were able to get an extraordinary amount of value. We went ahead, we popped that RC ability as we deployed down our final invisibility spell. That's going to help us get through the monolith. It's going to get us through the lava pups. Can we even get the sweeper? Yes, we do. That is a beautiful Royal Champion charge there to finish off this video. We're then going to create the funnel that's going to be coming in over here. We need to keep an eye on that Queen and her ability. We want to try and get the value we are looking for, potentially even snipe off some of these core buildings. It goes off right there. It looks like the giant arrow not quite upgraded enough to take care of the air defenses. Of course, you do want to try and snipe them off if at all possible, if that's what you're aiming to get with your Queen. But regardless, our funnel has been created. with the RC in the middle, and then with our queen down to the south section of the base. You can swap out the king here for the minion prince. The minion prince's ability actually works really well in tandem with the dragon rider or the Hydra portion of this attack. The king really is only going to be used for funneling, but that is completely personal preference on what you might have upgrading or what you have upgraded in your equipment department. Continuing to push on through, we're going to see the Stone Slammer popping right there. So we do actually use the clone spell. Typically I would recommend cloning up the balloons, but in this particular one, actually cloning up the Dragon Rider does work out to our benefit. We take down the air defense on the back end rather than just maybe a couple of other basic defenses with our balloons. But continuing to push on through, 30 seconds left up on the clock, and we are looking very, very promising indeed. Only a couple of defenses could cause us any issues, and they are all gone. Only a couple of ground targeting defenses left up, the bomb tower as well as the cannon. The clan castle going to be the last building to go down here in the core, and it beautifully reminds us to subscribe to the barracks if you guys have not already. We have just actually created a brand new clan as well. There will be a link for that down in the description if you'd like to do some regular wars alongside me and some of the community. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video and you learned something new, and until the next one, I'll catch you guys later.